the courtyard to take a publication, and then there's a short video. Loose limbs shake off the drip's sheer pool of it, the up and down and out of place of it. Take the rough with the smooth and the glitch with. A video of an owl floating in a swimming pool, its wings outstretched to keep it afloat. It shifts between moments of stillness and a graceful sort of bobbing, as though it is about to lift out of the water, right out of the water and into the air. In these moments of stillness, it isn't clear whether the owl is happy to be there, or rather thoroughly disconcerted and, quite possibly, quite stressed about the whole situation. And well, in the first instance, there's that. Lucky barn owl rescued from swimming pool was first posted on 15th of August 2017. It has since had 11,882 views. According to the video description, barn owls have soft feathers that absorb water and they can easily drown in steep-sided pools. I don't know how the owl got there or what I feel about it, so I'm going to watch the video over and over again. Slow it down, zoom in. A video of an owl swimming through a canyon in Lake Powell was taken by hikers somewhere between Arizona and Utah, USA. Great horned owls often roost on cliff edges, so it's possible the young owl fell into the water from its nest. The comments beneath the video are numerous and pulsating. I start gathering them up, like feathers on the tarmac path, feathers scattered on the path, brushing off the feathers from the park, and, well, the general consensus is owls are such beautiful animals, very underrated. Seemingly, the owl population is on the rise in urban areas, and while I think about this, I stand over here, crouched down a bit, the lower shelf where my printer sits, slowly spinning out images, a catalogue from 1936, or rather, photographs of the images taken with my phone in the library, the quiet hush of the library, the man coughing loudly in the quiet hush of the library, the woman who smells of tangerines in the quiet hush of the concentration slips. So this image includes the page and the space between, 89 years of it. I'm supposed to be writing, but instead I silently take out my phone and take silent photos of these images, inhale the tangerine and the quiet hushed breath of it, the mustiness of the whole situation, and, well, sometimes you just have to run with it. Take the rough with the smooth and this bit of image with that bit of print, in the way you sometimes run with things, or away from things, or alongside things, like, remember how you read something, and in the panic that really provoked, you found yourself in the aisle at Pingodosa, or whichever equivalent was closest. I can't remember which one you said. It was always dark and late. But you found yourself buying a packet of rice cakes, as though that would fix the problem that wasn't there in the first place, or rather, only put there by what you imagined from what you read, and one and one and one make 9, and accidentally, you bought the kind of rice cakes that were totally plain, no salt, nothing, and they sat there, tasteless, and sort of remonstrating, with that beguiling and imperceptible texture that you can't quite capture, and each time you forced yourself to eat one, it stuck to your teeth. And even though, under the right circumstances, they are really sort of delicious, you've never been good at doing what you're told, or rather, nothing tastes good under duress. So by the next morning you're eating toast again. And if I can hold it, I can get a sense of it. My printer is running out of ink. The images come out glitchy, ruptured, a new set of marks that take them somewhere else. This bit of rupture with that bit of glitch. If I can make it bigger, if I can stretch it out, that bit of feather with this bit of pause, try again. A popular question among YouTube commentators seems to focus on can owls swim? In 2014, a video of a great horned owl swimming across Lake Michigan went viral. Later, The experts realised the owl was trying to get away from two peregrines, and given the circumstances, diving into the lake felt the best option. I don't know what happened to the peregrines, but in this instance, the great horned owl was unharmed. That owl's butterfly is much more graceful than any of or vice versa. Well, who can say? But I don't believe in divine intervention, but maybe, just maybe, those peregrines and that owl were absolutely destined to meet. How else would this owl have discovered it could swim? There's a story in Welsh mythology from the Mathabathonwy that concerns Blodeuwedd, a woman created from flowers. While her husband Lay is away on business, Blodeuwedd has what I hope was a suitably passionate affair with a man called Gronw. She persuades or maybe tempts Gronw into killing Leo, or maybe the two conspire to kill him. Struck by a spear thrown from Gronw's hand, Leo transforms into an eagle and flies away. About 5 years ago, Found a Bird in My Pool became a popular thread on Reddit. As punishment, Blodeuwedd is transformed into an owl. Gronw's punishment for his misdeed is to receive a blow from his own spear thrown by the eagle man. To protect himself, he places a large stone between himself and the spear. The spear is thrown with such strength, however, that it pierces the stone, killing Gronw right there and then. The stone with the hole in it still stands to this day. Maybe, just maybe, this explains why birds fly in the daytime and owls at night. Looked at another way, if those creatures had been on different flight paths, if they'd been following different rhythms of sleep, then that video would never have been made. And the 1,782 viewers would have ended up watching something else instead, throwing their spears at a different rock. And maybe watching that particular video at that particular time on this particular streaming channel meant something as singular as that instead of this. By contrast, not watching that particular video at that particular time might have caused its own ripple, inconsequential or otherwise, or other. Owls are beautifully symbolic creatures. An appearance of owls in dreams can represent transformation, change, intuition and hidden knowledge. Due to their ability to see in the dark, owls symbolize clairvoyance, spiritual awareness, and the ability to see through deception. Seeing an owl encourages you to trust your own intuition. 1.7k people are watching this. In 1969, the BBC released an 8-part adaptation of Alan Garner's novel The Owl Service that retells the story of Blodeuwedd. Placed in a contemporary setting, we witness the same love triangle happen over again. Back in 2014, Wildlife Aid released 7 young tawny owls in a 1,000-acre plot of land. The owls flew magnificently, but by mistake, one of the owls landed on a lake. One of the rescue staff quickly waded in, and the little owl swam its way through the cold water back to the shore. The young owl was wrapped in someone's fleece and taken back to the centre, where it was released a few days later. He looked very happy to be snuggled into that raincoat. No idea that owls could swim or swim.
To break the cycle, Isobel must understand she is flowers, not owls. That owl's in butterfly style better than me. Same story, different water, floating and floating and floating again. This bit of story with that bit of looked at a different way. A stone with a hole through the middle feels like, well, a pickled onion crisp. She wants to be flowers, but you make her owls. You must not complain then if she goes hunting.
Seeing an owl in water can symbolise profound messages about your subconscious, inner wisdom and transformation, representing the need to integrate new knowledge or navigate the emotional depths of your inner world. A hagstone, a pickled onion crisps. How to pickle an onion. First, choose your onions. To peel and salt your onions, roll the onions around with salt, then leave them in a bowl overnight. Rinse the salt away in the morning and pat them dry. To prepare your pickling vinegar, choose between cider vinegar, wine vinegar or brown malt vinegar. For clarity of onion, clear distilled vinegar is best. Put your onions in a pan, pour over the vinegar, add sugar and pickling spices such as mustard seed, bay and pepper. Gently heat the vinegar and spices for 5 to 10 minutes. Set aside to cool. Finally, pack your pickles in jars, seal and leave them somewhere cool and dark for around 6 weeks. How to rescue a bird when wet. Wrap it in a fleece or a towel, or place it on a dry perch somewhere warm and sunny. If you need to, scoop the owl out of the water, the barn owl floating in the water, the feathery owl in the coronet in water. Maybe it's best to use a net. Steep-sided pools are very hazardous for owls who struggle to free themselves when their feathers are wet. It's best to wear gloves to avoid being scratched by their talons. In this video, the owl swimming its way down the canyon finds a small beach of sandy, grainy, muddy silt and walks out of the water. Shaking its feathers, it turns to look back at the water as if to say, or rather distracted by the two hikers filming it. The owl looks them directly in the eye and it's likely the owl knew they were there the entire time. Owls have an incredibly sharpened and attuned sense of hearing, with one ear often higher than the other to help it pick out the height of its prey. This is worth all the time in the world, and I never knew owls could swim are amongst my favourite comments. The chorus of collaborators, including the weather, my mood, yesterday, that person you met on the street. Nothing behaves as I expect it to. Something always intervenes to take things in a different direction. I don't believe in divine intervention yet. The more there's this and this, the more of that and that and that, by which I mean dress up rice cakes with delicious toppings or simply eat them out of the pack. Or rather, when their feathers were dry, the owl flew away. Or rather, loose-limbed, shake off the drift, sheer cool of it, the up and down and out of place of it, take the rough with the smooth and the glitch with the video of an owl floating in a swimming pool, its wings outstretched to keep it afloat. It shifts between moments of stillness and a graceful sort of bobbing, as though it is about to lift out of the water, right out of the water and into the air. In these moments of stillness, it isn't clear whether the owl is happy to be there, or rather thoroughly disconcerted and, quite possibly, quite stressed about the whole situation. And well, in that instance, there's that. Under a different set of circumstances, it might have all gone differently, and well, in the end, there's that. If you'd like to move forward to the courtyard and into the screen room, that's it. Thank you.